What I've got here, I call this a spinach pie wrap with paprika cheese sauce. Now this comes from a bit of a story. First of all, back when I was a child, and back through my teens and everything, my mother used to make a spinach pie. And it was absolutely just fantastic. I was always like, make that spinach pie again, right? And then in the 1970s, we were going down to San Francisco every once in a while. We used to go down for Easter. My brother lives in LA, and my brother's much older than me. And so we would all go down, we get together for Easter in San Francisco. It was always a fun time. And there used to be a place, and it's not there anymore, called the Magic Pan Creperie. If you've ever been in San Francisco, there might be in other parts of California too, or might have been. They had these fantastic crepes, and they had one, it was a spinach, kind of I think spinach souffle crepe or something like that with a cheese sauce. Now, making crepes is not fun if you don't have a crepe pan. So what I do is I use tortillas. You can use crepes. If you've got a crepe pan, you want to make yourself some crepes, fantastic. Make crepes. I find tortillas already pre-made, a lot easier to use. So I just do it that way. The other thing is also, if you're really in a hurry, is that I use bacon inside here, pieces of bacon. You don't have to do that. You've got enough flavor with the cheese and everything else. So if you're in a hurry, the bacon is going to take you about another 10 to 15 minutes of preparation time. So if you want to cut out and you're in a hurry, skip the bacon. Although I'm sure there's many of you are going to say, wait, you don't ever skip bacon. So up to you whether you want to use bacon or not. And you can even double up on the bacon if you want. Double up what I've got in my recipe. It's not going to make a difference. It's just going to add more bacon flavor. All right, let's cut into this and have some of this. Oh, look at that. Look at that cheese sauce. Just put a little more of that on there. In with the spinach. Yeah. That takes me right back to my mother's pie and the Magic Pan's crepes. Delicious. So, let's go in the kitchen and make some right now. All right, so to make these wraps, here are the ingredients we need. This is for the wraps themselves, not the cheese sauce. We're gonna make that afterwards. So, what we've got here, first of all, of course, is the spinach. This is 2 7-ounce or 200-gram packages of frozen spinach, thawed, drained, and as you see, this is just a leaf spinach. We're going to puree that afterwards. Over here, I've got 10 8-inch or 20-centimeter tortillas. These are flour tortillas. You use corn tortillas, whatever you have on hand. A lot easier than making crepes. So you can make, if you've got a crepe pan, make crepes instead, use tortillas. Over here, I've got 7 ounces or 200 grams of bacon, and that's been cut into a little over 1/4 inch, a little thick, around about there, 6, 7, 8 millimeters. Doesn't really matter that much exactly how you cut them, just a bunch of pieces like that. Over here, I've got a half an onion that's minced, it's finely chopped. I've got here a 1/4 cup of flour. I've got 2 eggs. I've got half a teaspoon each of pepper and salt, and just in case we need it, I've got 2 tablespoons of butter. Now, I'm going to see how much fat we have from the bacon after frying the bacon, and then if we need to supplement it with butter, we will. This is a bit of a fattier bacon this time, so we may not need that much. Let's see. Let's get that bacon going first. So I'm going to start this up on medium heat. Got my large frying pan here. Well, that's coming up to heat already. Give that a half a second here. What I want to do, first of all, is I want to get the bacon in here. I want to cook that bacon for about 10 minutes, stirring it occasionally. A little bit of light browning. Now, with Japanese bacon, we don't get as much browning as we do with European or North American cured bacon, but I'm going to try and get a little bit of browning happening here. Basically, I just want to make sure my bacon's cooked and ready to go. All right, so see you back here in about 10 minutes. So that's been going for about 10 minutes, and just a little under 10 minutes actually. This is browned up really nicely. A lot of Japanese bacon doesn't brown up as nice as this, but this is a special one I got from Seijoishi, one of our import stores, and it actually is made by them. So I don't know if it's made here in Japan or somewhere else. I forget where this one's made, but it does brown up a lot nicer than a lot of the bacons here. What I want to do now, just going to take that off heat for a minute. I'm going to transfer, I'll get you guys out of the way here. Transfer the bacon onto a plate with some paper towel. Just kind of drain it off a little bit. All right. And it looks like we didn't need butter this time. This bacon, like I said, was quite fatty. It is putting a lot of oil out, so I've easily got my 2 tablespoons. In fact, we're probably going to have to drain some off, which is not normal. Usually, I end up with very little fat from a lot of the bacon here. Okay, so get that all set up here. Now, as I said before, this is an extra step. It does take a little bit more time. If you don't want to do bacon, that's fine. Although, really, the bacon, how can you go without bacon? So what do I do now? I've got probably about close to 1/3 of a cup of oil in there. So I'm going to pour some of this off into a little jar. It's great stuff. You know, you can use this for all kinds of cooking after. So I never throw away bacon fat. Okay, so looking there, right about there is roughly 2 tablespoons. It's not that exact. I mean, it's not going to be that critical. So I want roughly 2 tablespoons of fat in here. And now I'm going to bring this back up again on medium heat. In go the onions. So that butter, we're not going to need that for this time. We're going to use that for something else. All right. Now the onions, I just want to soften them up. So we'll come back in about 5 minutes. All right, just kind of cook these, medium heat, stirring occasionally until they're softened up. And then we're going to get ready to make our puree. So I'll see you in about 5 minutes. Okay, those onions have been cooking for 5 minutes. They're softened up. Now we're getting ready to puree everything in the food processor. So let's kill that heat. Put the onions into the food processor. Let's put that off to the side. We're going to add in the spinach. All right, get that going. Now, just quickly before I add in the other ingredients here, I'm going to zap that up a bit and just puree the spinach and onion mixture. All right, that's starting to look pretty good. So now I want to add everything but the bacon. The bacon is not going to get pureed because we want nice chunks of bacon in there. So let's throw salt and pepper in there. Let's toss the 2 eggs in there. I'm going to toss that flour in there. And then zap that up some more. Just pulse it a bunch of times. That's looking pretty good. Get rid of that lid. Put that down here. So now I can mix the bacon into here. Just stir that in. And it's going to stir it in. Just basically, I want to distribute it throughout this mixture. Okay, that's looking pretty good. Now, what we need to do now, let's put that off to one side a little bit. We need a bit more counter space. All right. What I've got here is I've got my big 13 by 9 baking pan and my tortillas. Now what we're going to do is just start making these. So just put some of that into here, like so. And about like that. Roll it up, place it in here. Just keep doing that. All right, so I fit 8 of these in here. Now what I'm going to do, these are going to go in the oven. Now that oven is preheating over there at 325 degrees Fahrenheit or 170 degrees Celsius. And these will go in there for 20 minutes. Just want to slow bake them so that the insides, it's like kind of like a souffle, a spinach souffle, is just going to bake up, and then we're going to be ready to add the cheese sauce. All right, so see you in 20 minutes, and a little bit before that because we'll start making that cheese sauce. Right, well that's over there baking in the oven. Let's get the cheese sauce going. So what I've got here is, first of all, I've got one of these, like just can of white sauce. That's about a cup or so of a good stiff white sauce. So you can make your own or just get in a can. And then we're just going to take that and we're going to put that straight into our little small pot here. All right, and then what I want to do is add some milk to it. So I've got here is a half a cup of milk. I want to thin this out. And half a teaspoon of salt. We've got here is 1 tablespoon of Dijon mustard. That's going to give it a nice little bite to it. I'll get that in there. And I also have 1 tablespoon of paprika. Put that in there. All right, so what we're going to do now, bring that up. A little bit of mustard. Bring that up on we don't want that too high a heat. It's kind of a medium-low heat. All right, and then just start stirring. And what I want to do is I want to heat this up. I want to thin out the white sauce that's in there. So get that all going. And once this is heated, then the cheddar cheese is going to go in there. Now that is 8 ounces or 230 grams of the red cheddar. I want a little color there. Red cheddar. You can use the white too because you do have the color from the paprika. But I like the yellow for this one, or yellowy, reddy cheddar. And so that's grated, and that's going to go in here once this is heated up. So back shortly when this is ready to go. All right, I've been stirring this, getting nice and smooth. It's just now, it's starting to bubble. So let's get the cheese in there. I want to work in about half the cheese at a time. Just kind of stir it in. Get it to start melting. Some more in there. Oh, this is going to be a fantastic cheese sauce. Just stir it a little bit until the cheese is starting to melt, and then we could add some more. Let's get the rest of that cheese in there. And now, I'm just going to keep stirring this. Going to keep it at a really low heat, and just until it's all melted and nice and smooth, and then we are ready to serve. All right, so in a minute, the wraps are coming out of the oven, so see you then. Okay, so those are coming out of the oven. As you can see, they're just the tortillas get just a little brown, and that's about it. That's all you want. You're not baking the tortilla shells here. What you're doing is baking the inside. And if you can see just down here, I don't know if you can see that or not. There, it's just in there. You can just see that it is baked, and that's absolutely perfect right now. So let's get one of these out onto a plate. All right, let's put that right out front here. And just go in here, get in underneath. Now sometimes you'll find the tortillas will stick just a little bit to the pan, so just give it a little push. And there you go. I don't want to break the tortilla, so just gonna get a spatula underneath them. All right, well, I did break it just a little bit. Okay, so now that we've got this beautiful spinach pie wrap here, what I want to do now is just take a little bit of this cheese sauce. Now you just put this cheese sauce out on the table and people can serve themselves, but just for this demonstration here, let's just put a little bit of this on. Oh, and this is just absolutely fantastic. So we just pour on the cheese sauce. Now, what you'll find is that sometimes, depending on how much cheese sauce you pour on, usually what we find in our house is that there's leftover cheese sauce, and that's absolutely fantastic because that leftover cheese sauce, try it. Take some broccoli, steam the broccoli, put the cheese sauce over the broccoli. Wow, very, very good. Or a fried egg in the morning with this cheese sauce on it. I've had that for breakfast quite a few times. Really like it. All right, let's have a look inside here. So let's get a cut through. Oh, look at that. That is absolutely fantastic. Yes, look at that cheese sauce on there. Now that's gonna be a little bit hot, but hey, let's get some in there anyways. Oh yeah. Now if you go to the link appearing on the screen and also clickable in this video's description, you can download and print out this recipe from the Salad and Vegetable Recipes booklet on Kuma's Kitchen's Patreon page. Just click the featured tag called Recipes. Now go print out the recipe and enjoy spinach pie wraps with paprika cheese sauce. And make cooking fun again with Kuma's Kitchen.